Every day you have a new situation. Every day, yesterday's situation was different, today's situation is different, and tomorrow's situation would be different. And on those situations which are coming every day, you don't have directly too much of control. It's not that I don't want this situation and therefore I will throw away. We have less choices regarding the situations in life. Whom will you meet tomorrow? You don't know. Tomorrow is working day. Acha, forget about tomorrow. Right now for 1 hour, what you will listen, that you also don't know. And frankly speaking, what I will speak, I also don't know. Because I think sometimes something else comes out also. It's a very different kind of world we are living in. Last year, your situation and my situation was different. And this year, the situation is different. Which disease we will get, we don't know. Why talk of disease? Acha, what amount of money we will have, we don't know. Those whom you thought you will live with, they may have left you. Those whom you have thought I will never live with, they have come with you again. So many things are unpredictable in this life that you may plan anything, but there is some other planning going on. Parallelly, that is already planned in advance. You may think that I may not marry, but you may have to marry. You may think that I will marry, but somehow you will not get married. So many crisscrosses are there in this life that situations are constantly twisting and turning, dancing and moving in their own rhythm and own way. You don't agree? Many things you had not thought has happened. And many things which you had thought will happen, it didn't happen. Nobody in this world can say, my life is as I thought. My situations are as I thought. Maybe somewhere close, but not exactly. We are prepared for something and something else happens. It's a very typical dance of life. Many desires remain unfulfilled. Many new desires come up. Now the question is, how we are connected with this life? In this life, in this situation, we are to respond. Everybody has to respond. Responding means, Bole, Swamiji, you are the speaker, you speak. Responding is talking. Reacting is talking. I don't think so. Or reacting is moving out. No. What is responding? So if we don't act, then we are not responding. Responding is a pattern of thought comes with respect to a particular situation. I am repeating it. A particular pattern of thought comes with a particular situation. And world is not faced by anything else, but it is faced only with our thoughts. With the qualification, world is not faced. One may be a very good doctor, but he will not face the world with his medical knowledge. He may treat the body with the medical knowledge. But supposing that doctor and the son of the doctor is sometimes upset and angry with the doctor. Now the medical knowledge will not help how to face that son. Or supposing no patient has come to the doctor. Then also he can't help it. He can't face that situation with the help of his medical knowledge. Talents and external knowledges don't help in facing the world. They can help at the most in making the life luxurious, comfortable. They can give the status. They can give a sense of dignity in the society. But it will not help to face the world. Facing the world is with something different. Which kind of thought will come? Thought of fearlessness we want. Who doesn't want fearlessness? But fear comes. And higher is the position, more is the fear. I think American president has more fear than us. Huh? One who is losing or one who is winning? Or one who is present? Tell me. Now this kind of thought, how will we remove it? Which knowledge will take away from this thought? Supposing the thought of expectation is there, who will remove this thought? Supposing the thought of anger is there, who will remove this thought? We face the world with our own nature and not with our own qualification. As is our notion, as is our emotion, so is our response and reaction. If my nature is not good, even in the best of the situations, I have the expertise to be sad. The siddhi I have. Various siddhis we have. If I have the nature of anger on any small issue, I can be very angry. Why? This is the expertise of my nature is there. And if I have the nature of quietness, I tell you, there was a saint in Vrindavan. He was hit on his head with the sickle. He was about to die, but not a iota of anger came in him. We respond in the world with our nature. Taponji Maharaj, what was there? Gurdeva for Gurdeva. He lived in Uttar Kashi. Many of you must have gone also. What luxuries he had. One cottage was there, and in that cottage one plank is there. Many asked him, we can build one ashram. He said nothing. Outside was the flow of Ganges. He used to sit whole day just sitting there. No good food, no beautiful house, forget about good cars and everything, no bank balance. He used to sit in one asana and just gaze. And when Gurudev went to him, he said, Chinmaya, go and sit near the Ganges. She will teach you. Tell me, what was the source of his joy? For us, our joy is equal to the children's future. Our joy is equal to somebody whom you like, we are living with them. Our joy is equal to good health. Our joy is equal to conduciveness in the official world. In the office we are conducive. Our joy is equal to good bank balance. Our joy is equal to money. Our joy is equal to health. Our joy is equal to children should be respecting. Our joy is equal to so many things. What was his joy? What created his joy? Where from that joy was coming? And what we have, these saints don't have. House we have, cars we have. Joy is not equal to comfort and luxury and qualification. He responds. What was his response? His response was, how can we make our response so that it can give us fearlessness, it can give us worrylessness, it can give us carefreeness? For that we have to change our... Well, I don't know what you have to change. You have to change our notion and emotion. If notion and emotion are changed, action itself will be changed. If notion is not there, then then emotion also cannot change. And unless we understand the world in completeness, our notions can't change. But in this world, we are not living with just few people. There is a karma and karmful relation also. Everybody has a situation. Everybody has a different situation. Situation of children, everybody is different. Situation of money, everybody is different. Situation of health, everybody is different. Now, who has ordered it? We should know it. That our actions are there, our actions are responsible. Certain things you can't change at all. You may try your best, you can't change it. You may hit your head anywhere, it can't change. Situations are there. But I don't want this. Who asked you? there are less choices available. There is something called karma and karmphal also. There is something called this material world also. Which world? Not this one country. Big world is there. There is something called higher self also. There is something called God also. There is something called scriptures also. There are so many aspects of life. If we don't know all the aspects of life properly, we will not knowing ignorance is not bliss. This is a very wrong statement. Somehow I don't know where it became very popular. Some words are so, some line I just hear, only everything is fair in love and war. How can you say anything? How can be everything fair? Ignorance is, supposing we put off the light and we are ignorant, how we will collide somewhere? Ignorance is not bliss. Anybody is suffering because he doesn't know something. I'll repeat it. First child of ignorance is only sadness. Anybody is suffering emotionally, or he is suffering in some manner. Suffering is not at physical level only. Somewhere I didn't know what to do. What is the matter? How to go ahead? How to control? How to find a solution to this? See, such a great warrior like Arjun, if you see his credentials, you will not believe who he was. His name was Savyasachin. He was a left-hander and right-hander. His name was Parantap. Parantap means Parantapyati. In the battlefield he was going, and the string of the bow he used to just shake that. And so much of sound came, thunderous sound. Many used to run away. Then the war was not there. Parantapyati. He was such illustrious, he went to heaven. He was a man of character. Even when Urvashi invited him for bhog, he refused. He had all the beauty. He was a dancer. He was a singer. You must be knowing that. He was Brihannala. Every qualification he had. He prepared for the war for 12 years. And when Mahabharata started, and he said, Bhagwan, one request is there. What? I want to see with whom I have to fight with. Kairmaya saha yodhavyam. Bolo bhai. Asmin ran samuddame. Let me see whom I have to fight with. And that time Bhagwan said, Acha. In first chapter, Bhagwan was eating pan. No, Bhagwan Krishna was fond of pan. He was from UP. All our Bhagwans are fond of pan. Here I don't see any pan. So Bhagwan didn't say anything, and he took the chariot and he put the chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona only. Bhishma Drona Pramuktaha Sarvesham cha Mahikshatam. Lord puts our situation so that our weakness can be brought out. Angry person will be surrounded by someone who can provoke him. Desirous person would be surrounded by something which doesn't fulfill his desire. System tries to make us person perfect by taking out his imperfection and showing to him and showing to the world also. First, Bhagwan shows our imperfection to me only. When my imperfection goes beyond proportion, he demonstrates it to the world also. It is not hidden. ये बढ़िया system है. Bhagwan could have taken the chariot and showed him anywhere else, but he took the chariot and placed in front of Bhishma and Dronacharya only, because these two Arjun was very much attached. He said, Pashya Parth, see everybody. Arjun saw. अब देखो यही response गड़बड़ हो गया. He saw his mamas and his chachas, and among all Bhishma Pitama was there with whom he had played, Dronacharya, whom he was the teacher, who he told how to handle the bow, who gave the knowledge of Brahmastra. Both were favorite of Arjun, and Arjun was favorite of them. And at that time, ve patushcha sharire me rom harshashcha jayate. He started trembling, such a great warrior, such a great person. And second chapter starts with tam tatha kripya vishtam ashrupurna kulekshanam. That Arjun, who was the hero, he started crying. The ladies cried, it's okay. But Arjun cried, and that too at the battlefield he cried. And that too, irony was, Bhagwan was still there, and still he cried. We say we have Gurudev in our life, still we cry. What a glory. Guru is also there, tears are also there. Tears and Guru don't coexist. Puja is there and anger is there. They don't coexist. They are opposite nature. Guru is of the nature of Satchidanand. And how can I be crying in front of him? Arjun cried. Tam Ashrupurna Kulekshanam. And at that time, and Bhagwan scolded. But Bhagwan said, Arjun, why are you crying? See, everybody is seeing you full of tears. They will think you are a coward. Forget about coward. They will give another word to you. What was that word? Klebem masmagama partha. They will think you are important also. You are unproductive right now. When a person is sad, he is most unproductive. If you are sad for 1 hour, your 5 hours of work would be affected. Very inefficient. All the duties are forgotten. A person is in his own imagination, then he starts imagining things which have never happened, it will not happen also. And Arjun was in that, he said, Bhagwan, please stop. Bole, what? Bole, how will I rule that land which is soaked with the blood of my teacher? Gurun hatva hi mahanu bhavan. Shreyo bhoktum bhaikshamaphi hai loke. Better to take bhiksha. Bhagwan was listening, he said, say something more, Whatever you have to say, you say. Arjun struggled. He is not. Bhagwan also comes in life. But Bhagwan was very silent. Till that point, Arjun realized one thing. What? I think, I am wrong. As long as a person doesn't come to this station, even if the Bhagwan is there in front of him, Bhagwan has no purpose and use. Please note, if I am right, the first child of my being right, the first emotion of my being right is I am fearless and happy. If I am fearful and unhappy, that itself is an indication that I am somewhere at the level of my notions not right. I think I am wrong. No guru can teach to anybody if the person thinks I am right. Galti, अब कुछ तो गलती है. Interesting thing is, more a person is wrong, lesser he knows he is wrong. And lesser a person is wrong, more he is aware of his wrongness. The one who is putting on 2 dirty clothes, he is not aware my clothes are dirty. The bus cleaner, he is not aware. One whose clothes are very neat and clean and little thing splashes, he is too much aware of his one dirt is there. A model going for the fashion parade will be too aware if little dirt is also there. More a person is wrong, lesser he knows. And after that you can't do anything. If I think I am right, and if I am too convinced that I alone am right, you have blocked it. Learning is over after that. No learning. Learning starts with the first thing, I think I don't know everything. Because Arjun said, Bhagwan, because I am sad, I am confused here. And 7th shloka of this 2nd chapter is very, very important. I think you all should by heart that. And any time if you have any solution is not coming in the night, you can take mala jap of that, of this chapter. Many have by hearted. Please start. Karpanya dosho पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढचेताः यच्छ्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेहं शादि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम. बोले कार्पण्य दोषो, माई ओरिजिनल नेचर, माई vigor, that is affected today. My nature is killed. Who said? Arjun. And I am asking you, how? Dharma sammood chetaha. I don't know what is right, what is wrong. But you know, beautiful point. Depression becomes a blissful thing if it is in front of God and Guru. And bliss becomes a very depressing thing if it is in front of the world. All the worldly bliss converts into depression in time. Kya again say? All the worldly bliss. Anybody has sat somewhere because he has enjoyed something else. First child of enjoyment of the world is sadness somewhere. And sadness has not twins, triplets are born with sadness. Sad, bad and mad all go together. So somewhere madness, sadness and badness all are together. Arjun realized this. I think I am not right. Please note, only if the person has done some punya in the past, he realizes that I have to know something more than what I have today. If punya is less, the notion that I have to know is also less. If merits are more, merits means something he has done good in the past, puja, part, seva, charity, all these things, then this thirst to know is very, very piercing thirst is there. He said, I think I am wrong. But why I thought I am wrong? Nobody told him that he was wrong. Without being told by anybody, he thought I am wrong. Why? His sattvic mind told him. His earlier satsang with Bhagwan told him. His companionship with Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya told him. I told you, our unconscious mind is more powerful than conscious mind. Conscious mind sometimes we think, but unconscious mind is much more powerful. Something tells me. He was not in the same mood then. He said, Bhagwan, I think you tell what I have to do. Bhagwan said, but why should I tell you? He said, Bhagwan, don't mind my words. First chapter I only blabbered. Shishyasteyam. A point comes in somebody's life. He feels, this world can't help me. I do anything, I run from pillar to post or North Pole to South Pole. I have all the riches. This world can't give me that fulfillment that I want, what I want. If I become the Indra also, if I am given the whole earth to rule also like Nachiketa God, still I can never get that bliss which I am meant for. When this notion becomes firm and firm, after many births, then this emotion that I am the disciple now, it blossoms. Shishyasteham, Bhagwan said, what should I do? Shall I teach you? He said, no. Don't teach me. Shadi Mam. Shadi Mam means rule me. Shadi Mam doesn't mean teach me. Arjun didn't say teach me. That is another word for teaching. He said rule me. Like you have a wheat flour and you have to prepare roti, so you rule that. Jo marji so karo hamare saath. But I know one thing, God, you will take my ignorance away. Arjun, you will do anything what I say? Yes. You do whatever you have to do. This bhav of shishyata is very rare in anybody. And this came in Parikshit also. Everybody has. If that was not there, I and you would not be sitting here. But to a different capacity. As much this can be extended and as much this can be intensified, more faster any teacher can bless us. Teachers are pulled by this thought. If anybody has this thought, from this whole cosmos, some teacher will come. How? That only God knows. Parikshit was sitting after hearing that I'll be bitten by the snake after 7 days. You know what he did? Not. He didn't call anybody. He didn't phone anybody. He didn't inform anybody. He sat near Ganges and just said, I have only one question. Ka japatavya, ka shotavya, what has to be japt? What has to be heard? If only 7 days are remaining in one's life, I want the answer. He sat there on one asana. Saints started coming. They all surrounded him. Nobody could answer his question. Who came? But who told Shukdev ji? System knows. Very beautiful system is there. Gurudev used to say, somebody went to Gurudev and he said, Swamiji, I want a guru but I am not getting. Gurudev said very nicely. He said, still you are a bud. Become a flower, bees will come. Try to unfold. Try to intensify your inquiry. Well, you can't create teacher. You can't force any teacher. Please note, in the same Mahabharat ground, many good warriors were there. Bhagwan did not tell Gita to anybody. He could have a good audience, All the Pandavas were there, at least they could have come. No, nobody is allowed. And there, Bhagwan smiled also. What was that slok? Tamuvacha Rishikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata. Bhagwan has smiled. You know why he smiled? Why? Bhagwan's smile is mysterious. He smiled. It was a very awkward scene. One friend was crying, other was smiling. Bhagwan was smiling on 2-3 points, commentators have said. First thing, he was smiling. Why? And there still he is crying. In front of the sun, everybody is searching, is groping in the dark. After eating gulab jamun, you eat gulab jamun. Huh? After eating gulab jamun, still you are doing like that, it's too bitter. Bhagwan is there, still you are crying. Second thing, Bhagwan is smile. He thinks I will be killing and that people would be killed. He thinks I am the doer and they are the done. Bhagwan is smiled on another thing. Bhagwan said, actually, for 12 years we are preparing for this. And the spur of moment you are creating what you call scene. At the spur of moment. But Bhagwan didn't laugh. He just held his smile. Prahasan iva. It means as if. Rok liya unhone. Why? Why you do not look smiling? And after that, beautiful Gita started. Unless the Shishya Bhav is there, I tell you, we will never understand Gita. We can go to the nice book, we can buy heart slok. We can quote the shlokas. We can talk on Gita. We can write on Gita. Gita will never be understood. For understanding Gita, Shishya we have to become. Bhagwan, rule me. Who says that? Who can say? Rule me, do whatever you want. But we have strong insistences, do this, do that. No, you rule me as you want in my life. My life is yours, I am giving my life to you. No, but when we pray, we already have many ifs and Bhagwan. Don't do this, don't do that, do this. Okay, last time also I prayed to you. In one of the puja hundis are there, where they put donation. One person had put his demand list. So when the Puraji Pujaris were counting, they saw a big list computerized. Bhagwan said, Bhai, हमारे पास तो कुछ freedom ही नहीं है. I have no freedom in your life. Gita पढ़ने से what will happen after if I even read and understand Gita? देखो, in Prayagraj, Allahabad, once Kumbh Mela was going on. Kumbh Mela. And how to study Gita? This was the topic. Great scholars from Gita Press came. They were coming and just saying something. All of a sudden, one Bhakkadi saint, Bhakkad means carefree saint, was just sitting on the ground. He said, I will also speak. They all called him. And he said, see, unnecessarily you are discussing. 7 days you have said how to study Gita. What is this? He said, but we are discussing how to study Gita. He said, you know, Arjun was the friend of Bhagavan. Only you have to become his friend and disciple. Everything he will teach now. How to study Gita, you don't discuss it. You become a friend and rest he will take care. How the train will go. Are you sit in the train, automatically will take you. Which gear the driver will put, you don't worry about that. What will be the speed? Arey bhai, you sit quietly after having the ticket. That's it. Shishya Bhav is there, Gita will be there. Gita is not read by the book. Book is a means. Gita is not read by chanting. For chanting competition is okay. Gita is not read by speaking like me. Speaking is okay. Gita is read only when Bhagavan, whole world I don't want right now. What is the next look after that? You know, Bhagavan, Arjun says, Bhagavan, even if you give me the whole world, I don't want it right now. Even if you give me the whole earth right now, without any enemy, I think I will not be satisfied. Pata chal gaya humko. I knew what is my capacities. Such a big knowledge. If this bhav comes, you know, there is something called curiosity. Curiosity is something else. And something is called sincere inquiry. That is something else. Curiosity, you know. Once I was going in the train and some person was reading a book on Upanishad. So he took one pillow, 2 pillow on his feet, 2 pillow on his head. He saw me, said, Swamiji, kahan ke hain? Where from you are? I said, from Chennai Mission. After that he said, can you tell me what is Brahman? I said, have you brought your dinner? He said, yes, dinner is there. I said, eat dinner. He said, why you will not tell about Brahman? I said, supposing I don't tell, what you will do? He said, I will eat dinner and sleep, you know. I said, have a nice dinner, why worry about Brahman? He said, fine, that is okay, no problem. I said, but why did you ask? He said, just I felt how to pass time. I thought better to discuss on political matter because you will not talk on that. I thought let us talk about Brahman Ishvara. Curiosity. Nachiketa didn't have curiosity. Gurudev, when he went to Taponji, he didn't have curiosity. The question was pricking badly. Unless spiritual questions prick, answers are not gone. Something is pricking. Something is making me very, very restless. What was when Buddha was there, he was Gautam, Siddhartha. What is the Nirvana? His question was there. It pricked him so much that at the midst of the night, he left everybody. Can you imagine this pricking? Leaving everybody, he left there. And he meditated in Bodh Gaya tree. Gurudev's question pricked him so much that he went to Taponji, and when he went to Taponji Maharaj, he was very strict. He said, see, you have to take bath in this cold water only. And I don't know when I will teach, when I will not teach. Don't trouble me. I am a different Avadhut kind of saint I am. But that question was so deep that what is the truth? Because without knowing the truth, my life can't be quiet. I may do anything. As deep is that pinch felt, more deeper the knowledge sinks in us. Therefore, all these things are very important to know. Otherwise, a person is a surface swimmer only. He will never be able to drink what is the nectar which is hidden inside.